Megan, April 6th, it's a Tuesday. God. Today we started out talking about the Derek Chauvin trial for the murder of George Floyd. And the topic was really, is this going to lead to any police reform? Uh, will the jury even convict him? It's very clear watching um, this trial that he is guilty. The 9.5 minutes of his knee on the man's neck, literally watching his life get snuffed out, should be enough. Um, what we are watching is Derek Chauvin have the opportunity to have his due process played out that he took away from George Floyd by murdering him. So let's hope he gets convicted, and maybe somebody will sit on his neck for 9 minutes and 20 seconds and see how that works out for him. I'm not advocating for that, just anyway. So when it's your turn to talk about, will this have any systemic reform in the police, take the opportunity to talk about how difficult it is for you to watch the trial. I'm sure it is, honey. And the trauma that this event has caused for so many people, and dismissing the trauma of an entire race of people for decades. And you're talking about the trial of the people that are on the witness stand, and you focus on the firefighter who was off duty, who was trying to offer medical assistance, and was denied by the officers sitting on George Floyd. And of course, you identify with the feisty white girl. And that's the one you're going to pick out of all of these witnesses. It's things like this, even when you might think you're being agreeable, right? You're not being contrary for the sake of being contrary or spouting off talking points. But even then, you're showing your privilege and your whiteness. Did you listen to the testimony of those young women who were minors at the time when they filmed the video, and how just heart-wrenching that was? The clerk at the store who was like, if I just hadn't said anything about this bill, none of this would have happened. That was just devastating, that poor man. And what, I hope he's getting some good help, because that's a lot of weight to have to carry around. But no, you focus on, the feisty white girl, and then go on a soliloquy about all the people that you know in law enforcement and the military. You don't have to do that. You don't have to relate everything to something specific that you know in your existence. It just exacerbates the understanding that you have no empathy for something you have not experienced, because you don't fucking listen. Oh. And then we talk about what habits we've kept, or we've gained during the pandemic that we will keep, and then ones that we will not. And Sunny said something about, I just want to dress from here up. And your answer was, yeah, what Sunny said. Which, if I'm not mistaken, you've said many times you drive into work. So I'm guessing you're going to some sort of studio. So you're not in pajama pants, hopefully. I don't know, maybe you are. But throwing that question away, and maybe you were running out of time, but it's just, have you learned nothing? Has this year taught you zero things about yourself? About habits to change? It's been incredibly eye-opening. This has been a wonderful opportunity for people to really spend time with themselves, sort of in conjunction with their families, however tightly packed they might be into their dwellings, but learning how to adapt and understand that. It's been a huge year for learning opportunities, and you took a pass on that, I guess. Then we talk about Bridgerton. Sonny's swooning. Whoopi offers a vibrator. And again, because it's the topic of sex, you lose your fucking mind. You snort and you giggle. And the more they keep talking about how helpful Bridgerton is for a marriage, you are literally sliding out of your chair trying to get out of the frame and then freak out at the end. I didn't think we were going to be talking about this when it was pitched. This is about sex. Moo! Your parents had sex. You've had sex, presumably. You made a baby. People have sex. It's supposed to be fun. Anyway, and then Tammy Duckworth comes on, who not last week, but the week before, you went on a tirade about identity politics, and is it all just going to be about race, and we can't just have ticking off boxes, and we need to fire the panel of The View because we don't have an Asian on right now. You went on this huge rant about how dangerous Tammy Duckworth is in saying she wanted more diversity in the cabinet. And then she comes on and you don't talk about that. You let Sonny handle that one. You don't talk about the book and her military service. You let somebody else talk about that one. Things that would seem to be in your wheelhouse. You talk about the paid leave for mothers, which you said on your first day back in January was going to be your big cause this year. I don't know what else you're doing about it, but other than bringing it up like twice since. And the only reason you're bringing it up at all is because it's something you personally experienced. Now that you're a mother, it's really important. And then, trying to get some support for your boyfriend Navalny. I don't know why you have a hard on for him. Yes, what's happening to him is absolutely terrible. Agreed. And we, Biden should be doing something. But apparently, you have, you've made a call. You're calling on the Biden administration. I don't know how you do it, but I guess by announcing it as Meghan McCain, co-host of The View, you're doing it right there on TV, calling for the Biden administration to step in. Somebody needs to help him because, yes, Putin is an enemy to all people, not just this country. And I don't know what you said about him during the Trump administration. I wasn't paying that close enough attention. But I would hope that that you've been consistent in your strong stance of what the American government should be standing up to Putin for. I'm just gonna just go ahead and assume that you've done that because you're really good on sticking to your high moral ground about every issue and never letting anything drop when it's convenient for you to drop it.